Going throughout your day, you might not realize how much of the everyday technology and scientific innovations that you use that were developed by African American scientists and inventors. Simple chores, like putting your laundry in the dryer, wouldn't be possible without scientists like George T. Sampson. The same is also true for household devices like lawn mowers and sprinkler systems. But let's say you're not mowing the lawn. Let's say you need to drive to your local grocery store. Thank Dr. Gladys West for the foundations of GPS technology that you use to route yourself there. Black inventors are also responsible for the many other functions of the car, like the automatic gear shift and the necessary infrastructure for transportation, like traffic lights. Now that you've made it to the grocery store, let's take a look around. Potato chips and peanut butter were both invented by African Americans, and refrigerated trucks were developed by Frederick McKinley Jones, so thank him for nearly half of everything you would buy at a grocery store. Medical developments like blood banks, blood transfusions, leprosy treatments, and laser eye surgery. Many things you wouldn't even think about were invented by black innovators like fountain pens, wrenches, blimps, the mic I'm recording on and the monitor I'm editing on, pneumatic water guns, portable fire escapes, torpedoes, wire precision resistors, aerofoam fire extinguishers, stealth aircraft technology, open heart surgery, multi-stage rockets, ant transportation terminology, golf tees, nuclear bombs, automatic elevator doors.
There's a storied history of brilliant scientists in the African American community that have made significant contributions to society that go completely unrecognized today. A standout example is the cotton gin. It was developed by slaves who worked on the cotton fields in 1793, but the patent was actually obtained by their owner because of racist laws at the time. As time went on, legislation thankfully changed, and more black scientists and innovators were allowed to excel in their field. Sure, Edison developed an early model of the light bulb, but Lewis Latimer invented and patented a much more sustainable model that would last much longer than the Edison bulb. He was later hired by Edison, who recognized his excellence. Just because the laws allowed for black scientists and innovators to enter their fields didn't mean it was easy. One scientist who worked through all the barriers in his way was Dr. Percy Lavon Julian. He graduated top of his class as undergraduate, but he was denied entry into Harvard after his application and denied hiring from several jobs because of the severe racial biases of the time. Despite all of those difficulties, he went on to create artificial synthesis for testosterone, cortisol, estrogen, and much more as a director of research at a major chemical plant. He did all of that while facing threats of lynching and death from local bigots of the time. But in the modern day, we've erased all racial prejudice, right? Sure, it's true that a lot has changed between the 1920s and now, but that doesn't mean that black inventors and scientists don't face barriers for getting recognition in their work or for getting STEM positions. You've probably never heard names like Daniel Hale Williams, Granville T. Woods, or Patricia Bath, despite making major waves in their fields of engineering, ophthalmology, and surgery. Even black scientists you might have heard of have had their achievements significantly downplayed. George Washington Carver is most popular for inventing peanut butter, but he's often not recognized for his work in botanical biochemistry. He experimented with nitrogen-enriching legumes, which increased rates of fertilization in fields. And besides inventing peanut butter, he also developed more ways of using peanuts, like flours, inks, and 112 different products, like these. Exposing the youth to these important scientific people of color is the main way we can encourage young African Americans to enter STEM fields, by allowing them to see people like them excel. A lack of quality education is also a major contributor to the disparity that exists between minorities in STEM positions. Brookings remind us that minority school districts are most often underfunded. The Pew Research Center excellently sums this up, saying, "Most blacks in STEM positions consider major underlying reasons for the underrepresentation of blacks in science, technology, engineering, and math occupations to be limited access to quality education, discrimination in recruitment and promotions, and a lack of encouragement to pursue these jobs from an early age." All of these issues are exemplified in The Intuitionist. Lila Mae Watson is one of 2 black elevator inspectors and regularly faces discrimination in her career. Her father, Marvin Watson, wanted to be an elevator inspector, but was denied his passion because of the racial biases. Although the things I've said may seem bleak, it doesn't mean things are bad. There's plenty of modern legislation either pending or in action to help equalize educational spending and allow all people access to higher education. Along with that, we're also becoming more tolerant as a society. We need to continue to recognize and celebrate the contributions of Black scientists, engineers, mathematicians, and innovators that have helped shape our world and advance our knowledge.